I-5 Drive. Coming up on to 90. 1090. So, continuing on the thread of how do you die? Like, if you know that your time is coming up soon, do you plan it out, let the family know, hey guys, I'm going to die on the next Thursday, and I just wanted to let you know, how does that work? You say, what if you don't want to be, what if you're lingering for a long time, with months and months go by, and you're not quite dead, you're close but not quite. Do you want your family coming and being sad and crying and lamenting or whatever for months on end until you finally die, or what? When you're down at your last days, do you plan a hunting trip up and and go elk hunting and in the high mountains where it's super snowy and you just don't make it back? And what? How does that work? What are you supposed to do? Or you're supposed to go into the hospital and incur a gigantic amount of debt in our name and have our estate, taken by the health care. That's a joke. The death care provider. They gotta get their money back, for all that chemotherapy, little red devil that they inject people with. That's what they call it too. If you have chemo, if you get chemo, your third round of chemo is the little red devil, the one that kills you. Because that's perfectly normal, right? Doctors are good people. They're helping us. Whatever. They're not. They're the biggest, most perverse cult in the world, is the medical cult. I mean, what do we think that we know damn good and well that the Earth is not a spinning ball in space. There's no way that a vacuum is up there, or that there's people up there going around the moon right now. These are big, obvious science lies. Some of the more subtle ones are there's no such thing as centripetal force, and there's no experiment that can show it. There is such a thing as centrifugal force, but centrifugal force would stand in direct opposition of gravity, and we're supposed to believe that gravity's real, and it's not real either. That's some horse shit that Newton made up because he was a Mason, and Masons worship the sun, and they want everybody to believe we're on a spinning ball going around the sun, so the sun can be the center of everything, and then their faith in their worshiping the sun, then they were right. You see, the sun really is great. Yeah, whatever. That's why he had to, make up gravity so that he could say that we go around the sun. And then centrifugal force is in direct opposition to the claims of gravity. And so he said that it's not real, and that centripetal force, the force is going inward, not outward, and you just imagine that it's going outward because of a changing direction, moving in a curved path, and that is some total horse shit. You can believe it or not, but it's some total horse shit. And since it is total horse shit, the next logical step is, what other science are we being lied to about in order to control our minds and to control what we believe to be real and true? Do we think that they would lie about physics, and they would lie about the motion of things, and they would lie about the forces that attract or don't attract each other in massive bodies? But they would never lie about health. No, they would be completely honest, because health is about people's lives and stuff. So they would lie about physics. They'd lie about the motion of the not motion of the Earth and the shape of it, and they would lie about the forces at work. But they would never lie about what's healthy and what's not, or what's good for us and what isn't as a way of life. Oh no, they would never lie about that. I guess our doctors aren't lying about chemtrails because they don't even acknowledge it. I asked a doctor about it once. She said, "What's that?" I'm like, the stripes in the sky. Come on, lady. She's in her 30s, at least 35 or so. She was a doctor at the damn Emmanuel Hospital. Acted like she didn't know what a chemtrail was. Like, how can you be in your 30s in this day and age and you've never heard the term chemtrail? You've never noticed the thing in the sky and thought, what's that? Just complete horseshit. Yes, doctors don't know. But, I'm getting off on a tangent because I can't stand the lying pieces of crap. You take a job where you make all this money and you're trusted with people's health and you just say whatever they told you to say in school and you don't ever say anything else because you'll get fired. And so, you're helping to ensure that people are sick and diseased and dying in mass, perpetuating it really, and getting paid for it. That's wonderful. Yay for America, right? Whatever. How do you die? Should we join the military and go die in a war? That'd be great, huh? Just some action. Finally, some action. Shit. It's just utterly ridiculous the things that are happening right now in this time. It's really strange. Gives me kind of a feeling of unreality. And it's frustrating. It kind of pisses me off when I have health issues, because my health issues are of the nature that they just come on all of the sudden, and there's almost always something happening right then as they come on. It's almost always an airplane or a bunch of airplanes are flying over me. As ridiculous as it is. But that is almost always the case, but not always. Sometimes my heart just races for no reason, like I'm going to have a heart attack. Sometimes I feel like I'm having a stroke. I probably have had a couple strokes. Maybe that's why my brain cognitive skills are not working quite as well as they seemed like they used to. My short-term memory is definitely having some issues lately. I'll be working on something. I'll have tools in my hand. I'll set it down, and 30 seconds later I can't find it, and I'm like, I know I didn't go anywhere, so it's got to be here. And then eventually it turns up right where I left it. So no conspiracy there, just me not remembering. But yeah, my other health issues just it was hard getting off of the boat today. Fatigued like a mofo. Last night I felt it like it would take all of my effort just to sit up, just to go make something to eat, and then I was worn out after I made dinner. I'm like, what the hell? Some of it's pushing myself too hard on these things I'm doing. Because I'm like, well, time's running out. I'm only going to have money coming in for so much longer. I better have got something else in place by the time it runs out. And so I'm trying to make that happen, or trying to have the boat so that it can be sailed. I suppose as long as I keep sailing, I won't have to worry about it too much. As long as I can catch some dinner. But anyway, how do you die? How do you do that? You're just like, what? I guess we don't talk about it. We just keep doing the things we were going to do as if we were going to live forever, and then one day we fall over dead, I guess. Is that how that's supposed to go? I don't know. It's not like on television where, I worked my good corporate job for my 40 years and got my retirement, and I'm retired on my, my retirement home up in the mountains where I can just spend the days whittling until I die. And then someday, and then the fam will come and find me up there. We haven't heard from Grandpa in a while. And they go, he died. Yep. Well, we'll divide up his estate now, right? I don't know. How does that work? Because I don't know anybody who really has has that in place, except, like my dad, he's got his property at least, it's paid for, and he's up there and lives off grid and has for quite a long time. Which I'm going up there pretty soon. Oh, my camera's all falling around now. Maybe I better end this one right now, but I don't really know, when you start having health issues and you start having to think about life and death issues, it's really kind of, it's somewhat confusing. Like, how do you address this? It's kind of hard to bring up to the family, or bring up to your children or your aunts and uncles or cousins or whatever, especially when they're about the same age or older than me. Like, well, what do you mean? You're young, you ain't got to worry about that. Like, no, I'm effed up, there's something seriously wrong. I'm pretty sure it has to do with something being sprayed in the air that nobody will acknowledge, and since no one acknowledges it, nothing will ever be done about it, and it will never stop. If you, if you use your brain for just a little bit, for more than something than keeping your ears from rubbing together, it's pretty obvious that there's a hierarchy of needs in order to be alive. Be alive. The number one thing is air. If you took away the air, you won't live very long. Matter of minutes, you're dead. The number two would be the water. You could take away the water, well, you might make it a few days, a week, maybe a week and a half even. You'd be awfully thirsty though, and then you would die. Beyond that, you could take away the food. You might make it a month or two, but eventually you will die if you don't ever get any food. And this is all assuming you have someplace to stand on. So, number one being the air. So what's the most important thing to your health and being alive? That's the air. It's the air you breathe that's being sprayed with neurotoxic metal gas almost every day. And guess who's saying something about it? Is your doctor telling you? Are your neighbors coming out and saying, hey, what's going on with this shit up here? Are you even noticing that, you get a runny nose and a sore throat every time there's planes leaving stripes in the sky? Or is it just that just means that you have seasonal allergies and you better go get some nasal spray and some antihistamines? Because that's our medical model. Our medical model is, we'll give you something that makes you not feel what's wrong. It'll still be, whatever's wrong with you will still be there, but we'll make it so you don't have to feel it. Isn't that great? We're helping you. We're helping you. Thanks a lot, Dr. Asswipe. They won't address what's actually making people sick because, well, they get paid a lot of money and they work at the behest of their certificate to do so, which is given to them by the government, and it's the government that's doing these things to us. In case you haven't noticed, we have a thing called the Air Force, and they're supposed to protect our skies and our air. And guess what? We're getting poisoned every day by airplanes spraying stuff into our air. So who's doing it? Is it the Chinese sneaking over here in their secret planes that are cleverly disguised to look like normal flights, and then they're flying over spraying everybody's town? We get away with it. Is that what's happening? No, it's your own gov. It's the people, it's those brave troops, your military. Support the troops, support the troops. They're spraying us down with poison, but you better support them because freedom isn't free and you got to pay for it, sucker. I mean, come on. What a shit show this place is. USA, unbelievably stupid assholes of the United Satanic Alliance. I don't even know if it's satanic, that's just a name. I'm pretty sure that the real creator of the realm has no name. Why would the creator of everything need a name? He has no peer group to identify himself to, or herself, or itself. Why would the creator need a name? The names are for the false creators, the lesser gods, the fakes, the wannabes, the ones who want to gain control and power in this world by saying that, oh, here's my name, I'm God, get all my followers around, gather up the followers, go spread the word and bring more people into my flock. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. The creator doesn't have a name, it doesn't need a name. The evil that seems to abound in this world has thousands of names and uses them all to deceive. Looks like I got to get over here. Thank you. Well, I guess that's good enough. Yeah. How do you die? How are we supposed to go about that? I don't know.